Hello everybody and welcome back to Behind the Pixels, Sonic's Epic Quest for Friendship.
I'm Moose.
And I'm still Brandon.
And we're playing all the way through the Sonic mainline games.
Yep, we're on Sonic the Hedgehog 1.
Yeah, last time on start to finish, we played through the first two stages, and we got through the first act of the third stage in Sonic the Hedgehog. And so we are going to resume and complete, or hopefully get to completing Sonic's epic quest for friendship and the Chaos Emeralds.
Yep, I've only died twice so far, so...
You're actually doing remarkably well. I thought that you would actually have a lot more trouble on the Marble Zone.
The Marble Zone is tricky. The lava likes to consume me.
So right now we're in the Spring Yard Zone, which looks a lot like a casino with and pinball machine with pinballs and bumpers and flashing lights and all sorts of fun things like those crabs and these spiked balls for some reason.
Yeah, this is probably one of the fastest moving levels. I think this is where they really were like, I think maybe Sonic does gotta go fast.
Yeah, this one definitely steps up the movement in the game itself. Like you're actually
there's still a lot of sections
like you can move around.
Yeah, there's still a lot of sections that really stop you, but for the most part, you've got a lot of ramps in this level. You've got a lot of sort of vertical movement as well, and you really feel like you're going fast, even though, as you can see here, I'm not making any progress.
Tubes and springs. We need to bounce off of the second one.
I know. I keep missing it.
There you go. You have to jump on this one. You can't walk across like
yeah.
On the second one. You got it.
So let's talk a little bit more about the music here. It really covers a lot of genres too.
It is very varied. It is that one doesn't spin up like that. This one does.
Okay. Oh god.
Oh! And you fell all the way back down and almost onto some
new section.
Yeah, it is a different section that you fell onto. So at least that works out. No, the music is really different. I think each one really suits the theme of the level itself really well.
Yeah, I really like that they put a conscious effort into the sound direction to make everything.
Get those rings back.
Yeah, there we go. To make everything sort of flow well together.
So to be fair, this is not really one of my favorites in this one at all. I think it's kind of a weaker one. It's not one that I find myself remembering.
Yeah.
As much time as I spend on this level, because I did spend a lot because of things like that. I don't really recognize this song as much. I mean, if it was played, I'd probably pick up on it, but it's not one I find myself whistling as I do for maybe Green Hill Zone or something.
Yeah, or the Casino Zone of Sonic 2 is just super.
That one really works well on that one.
Yeah, this one's similar to the Casino in Sonic 2, but not quite as, I guess, refined as that one.
No, that one definitely sits with you a lot longer than this one does. So I would say, like, if we're looking at the music, this is probably the weakest one that kind of fits in there. It doesn't really have a lot of character flavor. It keeps turning off. But if I pull it up, it does that. So, but it does work really well. Watch out! Watch out!
I think you have to attack those guys from behind.
I'm not sure on that one too, because they're attacking in the front as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting too. Is that you actually with something that's generally so simple, trying to have to jump on a baddie. This one's actually you have to actually attack from the front or from a different direction depending on how they're attacking.
Yeah, and it feels like there's a decent amount of variation in enemy design. There's not a lot of enemies in the game, but the enemies that there are have different attack patterns, different defensive styles.
Yeah.
So.
They move at different speeds. You have aerial ones, ground ones.
Yeah,
where you have to attack them from to actually defeat them.
Yeah, it's not all just jump on their heads and run into a pipe.
Which I think in the second one, don't you get to spin through a heck of a lot more, if not everything?
No, not everything. I think it's got about the same amount. A lot of the enemies carry over to the second one.
Yeah, there are a lot of very similar ones, like the Buzz Bombers
and the crabs and
yeah, the crabs.
I don't
recall a caterpillar though. I think that
there were. Well, maybe they came back in the third one. That might be what I'm thinking of.
Well, we'll find out when we play the second
we'll
one.
find out.
We'll talk about the second one when we get there.
Won't take long at the rate that we are going through this one. I fully expected us to be doing about an act an episode, but I guess I was overestimating how long they would take. Or not an act. What do they call each stage?
Stage.
Yeah. Yes! Watch me bomb this bonus stage. Zone, that's it. Yeah, so I kind of figured it would take us about a zone a level. I did get in.
Okay, cool.
We got the bonus.
So maybe we'll actually have a chance this time to collect.
I'm so bad at these. Oh god. So you gotta sort of figure out where the
Chaos Emerald is. You're about to fall back down into the...
Oh, it was in there. Oh, it was so close.
Yeah, you almost found that. You almost got into that chamber. And so yeah, we have yet to hit a Chaos Emerald, which is getting kind of...
I think we're pretty much... I mean, this is...
No,
this is midway now.
We still have 3 levels in which we can do it. We still have 4, 5, and 6, plus this act.
Yeah.
So that's 7 attempts. You have to get 6 Chaos Emeralds on 7 attempts.
No, this is boss act. There is no Chaos.
I thought you already got the first. I thought that was the... Oh, you beat the first one, right?
Yeah.
So this is the third one. So yeah, you have to be perfect from now on.
Yeah.
Each of the levels. Otherwise, we're not going to get to beat the game. And having played through the game before, you now know that if you don't get the 6 Chaos Emeralds, that you will not actually get the full good ending.
Yeah, you'll get the you did it, but did you really?
Yeah, ending. It's like, did you really try? Did you even try?
And I mean, this is Sonic's epic quest for friendship. Sonic really has to try. He needs to get them friends.
Right, and you know how you get friends?
Getting crushed by this wall
with Chaos Emeralds.
Oh god!
Yeah, you will get crushed on that one. Watch out! Get a ring. It's really unfortunate you can't pick up that ring at that moment.
Yeah,
because it doesn't give you a lot of time. It doesn't really put out all the rings that you have in the first place. And then you don't really have the opportunity to grab all of them. And then when you do catch up to them, you can't actually grab them for the first second.
Oh, crap. Okay, good.
Yeah, you can jump through that.
I didn't know if I could jump high enough was the concern.
No, he can jump high as well as move fast, which is great.
Kind of fast.
He can move fast.
There's some debate on that.
Well, we will talk about that, but he moves relatively fast for his size.
Yeah, I really wish that he was faster in the beginning games. And as a kid, I remember it being a lot fast. I did play Sonic 2, but I remember him oh, I just jumped on the spikes and needed to get hurt. But yeah, as a kid, and this may be the nostalgia goggles, but he feels a lot faster as a kid.
Well, because compared to everything else that we played before, you were moving not nearly as fast in any other game. Like
right.
The platformers that you're playing at this time don't actually let you move the way Sonic lets you move. So yeah, he's fast.
Yeah.
And sure, you can run in Mario, and with Mario World, you got to run pretty decently. But there are moments when you're going through the tubes or around the ramps or things like that, you're just spinning around like whee.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's not as fast as the other ones, but it's sufficiently fast.
How do I do this? Okay. Give me.
Is there anything else in that area? Is there another spring like to the left?
Maybe.
Yeah,
there we go. Just trying to do things the hard way. Don't do that. Platforming and speed are two things that most people probably wouldn't think to put together, but
the Japanese did, and we're really grateful for that.
Yeah, Sonic Team.
Sonic Team.
Yeah.
With programmer Yuji Naka, who did Phantasy Star, as well as Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Was he involved in Sonic 1?
Yeah, Yuji Naka was involved in Sonic 1. He actually quit after Sonic 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he quit, came to America, and then found work with Sega of America.
Yeah.
And then continued to work on the Sonic series anyway.
Well, yeah, Sonic Team moved to America, so.
Right, and that's where he continued to work. But he did quit and move and then rejoin because that's just how things work for him. But Yeah, there were a lot of issues. You know, at the time, Sega had this policy that they didn't really give development credits to the developers of
Right.
the games and stuff. There's not credits for them.
That's not really unprecedented. That was sort of how the gaming industry started. Was developers? You didn't know. It was the publisher's game.
It was publisher's game, and
Publisher
also because the developers can be poached from other teams when they see, you know, who
Right.
actually to reach out to because who makes things. But it didn't really work. But this game actually does have developer credits in it. You just can't see them.
Yeah, it's black text on a black
text on a black
screen.
background. So we actually have them in there. On the Japanese version of the game, you can actually input a code to see the text. It changes the background to white. I don't believe that works in the US release.
Yeah,
but it is in there just to stick it to them because, you know.
And this isn't the first game either to have an Easter egg like that.
Oh no, of course not. Ooh,
Are you serious?
So now you know you shouldn't do that.
I was invincible.
Yes, but you were also in a pit. Is this where you have to fight Robotnik?
This is coming up.
But it's not over a
No,
movie.
no. It's not over. That would be just too complicated. That would be ridiculous. Is that?
Yeah, those poles are off of.
Okay, I thought those were the. Oh, here we go. I think.
So we have our third boss battle.
Oh, he's got a spike.
Oh, awesome. So let's.
How many lives do
you
I
only have 3
left?
left right now, so you need to get through this and start worrying on collecting some lives. I love that edge animation where he's at the edge and just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, you don't get that in a Nintendo game.
It's a great animation. Oh.
Okay.
All right, so be careful on the underside.
Get about 2 jumps in on it. Oh shoot. Lovely. That was bad play on my part.
Yeah, well, that happens. I'm not going to criticize you on that because I'm not going to assume that I could have done any better. That's just a thing that happens, and you should pay more attention to where you're standing.
So there's 6 zones, and then there's one final one, which is
a final zone
boss,
after this. After you beat Robotnik in the 6th zone, you actually fight him again in a final zone.
Ooh,
that was not fair. Like that spike really isn't out.
Yeah, he was still coming out.
Yeah, he was still moving.
Oh,
it looked like there was a tiny pixel there you could see where it would be, but that was kind of cheap.
This is my last life.
You get a 0 man, don't you? I believe you
yeah,
get a 0.
This is I get 1 continue left.
Your penultimate life.
Oh boy. Okay, don't. I gotta concentrate now, so you're gonna have to. It's not out. It's not out this time.
Just really careful.
You're gonna have to be the entertaining one.
I'll do my best to be entertaining, but you know this is really about what you're going through at the moment.
Oh boy.
Especially since you have no rings.
Right.
But yeah, and you're lucky to get those extra hits in on him.
Yes!
You got him. That's great. So
God.
I don't have to be entertaining anymore. It can be you.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Oh man.
Pop that egg, and more friends popping out. Little pigs and chickens on this level.
There are piggies. I thought it was pretty much always birds and owls and squirrels.
You always said rabbits.
And rabbits, yeah. It was birds, owls,
you said nothing but
squirrels,
rabbits
and
the first time we were talking about it.
I don't remember ever seeing. Oh, hello.
So yeah, now we're in the Labyrinth Zone. This crystal.
So this is legitimately my first time
in the Labyrinth Zone.
Yeah. God, this is different. This is something different. I really like that.
I remember this one. This one's interesting because now you finally get the water level.
Right.
And
yeah.
It's dangerous water. It's not like a Mario water level where you're just swimming around. It is literally the water can kill you based on a flawed assumption that hedgehogs can't swim.
Yeah.
So he walks around and can die because it wasn't thought that he could swim. So you're supposed to get to an edge to actually get up. Now hedgehogs actually do seem to have an issue getting out of water from what I can see, but that's usually people in bathtubs with them and who
really like
imagine
these
a hedgehog
crystals.
Yeah, those crystals look really cool in it.
And you've got some
really
foreground. You got some foreground.
Those vines are in the foreground that are hanging there, and you've got the water that obstructs that, and you're moving slower in it. So it's not just you're in the water moving around. It does have that effect, kind of like you're hindered by it moving slower.
Bubbles.
Those bubbles areas are where you get oxygen from, because you will run out of oxygen and die. And at some point you'll want to stop just so you can actually hear the sound.
That's what I was planning on doing.
After you kill those guys. So
yeah,
this is here for a second because it will change on the sound design will stop and it'll sound dire as.
Oh, there we go. Which I remember seeing a funny study that I saw that apparently that sound will pretty much wake anyone up as an alarm clock. Like that is just you are awake.
That type of sound, or literally that sound?
Probably that type of sound, but that sound was what they did the test on, and it like causes us like a stress reaction in your body.
Well, it is very stressful.
Very stressful.
Right now, knowing that you're in no danger, like in the game, like your character's right next to the bubbles, and me knowing I'm in absolutely no physical danger from anything because this is a game.
Whoa, God.
Oh yeah, there are jets that will shoot you through areas.
With
you can't get back through them. Yeah. You have to be careful with that. But, knowing that everything's completely fine, you're going to get a bubble here, hearing that still stresses me out.
Right.
It's one of those things I remember as a kid, like, hearing that noise, you're like, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Something bad is about to happen right now. And, you just really, really want to get to one of those bubbles and stop it, because you don't want to hear it. Who does, because it is, the sound of Sonic's imminent death.
Yeah, it's a very distressing thing to hear as a kid as well. Whenever I heard that,
isn't there a different like sound for his death too? Doesn't you actually hear a drown before it does the bomb?
Yeah, it's like a boom, boom.
Yeah.
At least in Sonic 2. Obviously, we haven't seen it in Sonic 1.
I don't recall if that happens in this one too. I do remember it too, but I think that it might do it in this one as well. And that was one of those sounds that I dreaded hearing.
Yeah.
Like literally dread. Like I would feel bad afterwards.
Well, yeah, you just killed Sonic.
I know.
What a terrible person.
All he wants is friends. Watch out for the spikes. Yeah, all he wants is friends, and here I am. I killed him.
I feel like I need to get to that switch, but don't know how to do it without dying.
Well, don't waste any more lives on it. Oh, you don't have a zero man.
Oh boy.
We're in trouble now because.
No, you get to continue.
You do.
After so many points.
If you have 100,000 points. We had 78,000 points.
Oh, so close.
So we have a problem now, as we're going to have to go through everything again. So the task this time is to make sure you have extra mans.
Yes.
Because we need the mans.
Yes. There's one on this level that I'll make sure to get, and every 100 rings is in the extra person. This is so. Games back then to stretch out the playtime, which is pretty much the metric back then, was how much can I get for my money. Games were much more difficult and much less forgiving if you died. There's no password input on this. There's no save feature on this either. You're supposed to be able to get it in a single run, but it's gonna take you some practice.
Yeah, to actually memorize the level, where you're supposed to go, where things are, how to defeat the enemies. You're gonna go through it a few times to figure it out and win. The games themselves aren't incredibly long, but you're expected to play through a level several times to get it.
Yeah, and that's where we get Nintendo Hard from.
Exactly. Although we are playing on a...
Yeah, we are playing a Sega game, but I mean, Nintendo was really the one that got coined for that, was Nintendo Hard from Mario and some of the other games that they had.
What was it like? Was it Rambo?
Like Contra.
Contra was hard, but Rambo was like you had like 3 lives for the entire game, and it was like bullets flying at you from every direction. Stuff like that. There's no continue. It's just like you're gonna do it or you're not.
Right.
Yeah, it's about learning the level and playing stuff, and avoiding stuff like that, and holding on to your rings. Careful with the fish over here. You probably go back and get the rings because you're pretty close to getting 100, so you can get an extra life.
Yeah, but the end is right here.
I know, but you can probably come back this way and get a few more.
Alright, I just need 8 more rings.
Get yourself that extra life and watch out for baddies. Yeah, there's a bunch there.
There we go.
And there's one to the right for sure.
Yes.
Nice. All right. So we got an extra life and into the first chance at the extra stage, which is something we hadn't done in the first run.
Right.
So yeah, build up those lives for sure.
And hopefully this time I can get to that 100,000, so we get to continue.
So now careful. You don't want to run into the end prematurely. We need to find where that.
Also, some of the things we didn't really talk about on this, the R's that you see.
I talked about the R's.
You talked about the R's, but you didn't talk about the other things. So the R's, as you mentioned, are reverse direction. There is also these little blinking downs, which slows the rotation speed, obviously to a certain point. Does it keep going
just
forever?
a little bit. Just a little bit.
The blinking red things over there are the goals. If you get those, it's end. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really the goal you want to be in at all. So it's really misleading.
Yeah, and then there is a bumper, and there are ups, which you can see over there, and the ups. So this is where I'm supposed to go. That in the center is the chaos emerald.
Yeah, the up will speed it up.
The up will speed the rotation up, which
you really don't want right now.
It'll go really.
Yeah, you really don't want it right now, so I wasn't sure why you did it.
I'm not. It's very difficult to control where Sonic goes in this.
Yeah, it isn't the easiest to navigate around.
I got a 1-up though.
Good. So we did get an extra life at the very least.
Yeah. Or is that a continue?
I'm not sure. Let's find out because you were at 4. So did you? You earned the continue.
Okay. So that's how you get. I guess that's how you get.
Yeah, that's another way to get continuous because I know you do. There is a point-based continuous listed in here.
So that's good. We've got at least one continue. Even though we did not get the Chaos Emerald like we wanted to.
So just focus on making sure that we have the 100 rings, and things will go fine.
Things are not going fine. Okay, well, we're gonna get through this, and alright, here we go. At least we're getting another 1-up, even if I don't manage to get the 100 rings.
You should.
But, and I think we should... Oh, no.
Why were you running so fast?
I had the shoes.
I know, but...
Alright, so that's gonna be it for episode 2. Let's go ahead and check on our review.
So yeah, I'm not sure that there's really anything that's changed so far in the game itself. I think that for the most part, the ratings that we gave it the last time still hold. I think that nothing's changed with the story, which is really the one thing you're going to see that's different. If things actually make a lot of sense on here, if the theme is pasted on, or if things make sense.
And this is really in the sort of early days where games still came with books. And if you wanted a story, this is first and foremost a platformer. If you wanted a story, there was a story in the book available, just like in a lot of games. You had a backstory and what's going on.
The Sonic universe gets a lot more fleshed out than the basic stories that come in the first 2 games. There
comic books, TV shows. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, there was like an entire Bible written behind it, from which the comics were made, and that goes into this crazy story about his origin, and Doctor. His name is not Dr. Ivo Robotnik.
It's Eggman.
No, it's not Eggman. It's Dr. Ovi Kintobor or something. It's literally his name backwards.
Yeah. It's yeah. The American names, however, you've got to sort of keep in mind the American names were mistranslated and changed by Sega America or whoever it was that brought it to America, which they later retconned and then said it's his nickname. And so
there was disagreement whether it should be Eggman or not.
Right. It was always It's always been Eggman in Japan.
That's fair. It has been.
They brought that back over to America, and so now all of the new games, he is Eggman, but his official name is Dr. Ivo, in quotes, Eggman Robotnik.
There's no Eggman in this book.
He does not exist yet in America. So all of your scores so far, you're going to hold true with.
I don't think that anything changed in the next stage with gameplay. I thought that after you got through with the Spring Yard Zone, the Labyrinth Zone is really interesting. It adds in the water level itself. And
yes, which is a very important mechanic in the platformer, the 2D platformer games going forward. They sort of get rid of that and ruin it in the 3D ones, but we'll get to those later.
Yeah, we'll play those when we do. But I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, we're at gameplay with 4 chili dogs. I think that still holds.
Yeah.
I would have to have a really game-breaking or monumental achievement to be like, this is amazing to get me up to the 5 hamburgers that music enjoys.
The one feedback that I would say in terms of gameplay is as we mentioned, the continues. It's a little unclear in the game, but I think that's just a that's just a side effect of, or a virtue of, the game's not holding your hand. Yeah. They don't hold your hand in the beginning. It's all in the book if you really want to read it and if you want to know it, but the game itself, straight to the action. So I don't know that I would dock off for that, but it's something that I would like.
I mean, the book literally says,
liked to have seen.
Yeah, the book literally says, if Sonic is lucky enough to obtain a continue. This is definitely a thing. It's like, if you got the luck to get it, then you get to try again later.
But it's like the score based one. I don't think that there's ever an indication that you've reached the correct score. You just need to know what the score is. And the bonus one, because it's the same icon as your 1-up, it was a little it said continue, but it was a 1-up icon. Was it a continue? Was it a 1-up? We didn't know.
And now we do that it is a continue.
Now we know, yeah.
And you learn something new about the games you play every day. So, but yeah, everything else seems to be holding where it is. What is the control like when you're in the water levels?
You feel even more sluggish, but.
So for the fastest thing alive to be held back so much, what is that really like?
I will say, compared to the fat Sonic on land, the one in the water actually feels like that's what you would expect. So it's not a detriment. It's a more of a realistic fat Sonic in that case. So that one I would say is probably better than the land controls. And you've got a bit of a floaty movement when you jump. Everything's slower, but overall, just as responsive as I would have wanted in a water level. So,
if there's anything I would add that's not on here, would be what we were talking about with sound design. That there are little things we can talk about the sounds for the jumps and Sonic skidding when he stops or things, but the imminent danger sound because you're about to drown.
Oh yeah.
And the actually collecting the air bubble, that glub, is something that really, it makes perfect sense. It fits really well, and it just speaks a lot when you're playing the game. It's perfect. It's just there, and it's something you remember after you've played it and heard it. So I think that's something that should be really noted. That really is successful in this. So
yeah,
that's it for episode 2.
That's it for episode 2.
Episode 3 is going to start with us playing through it again. Trying to actually not die this time.
I did unfortunately get taken out in the Labyrinth Zone.
Yeah, you did very successfully do the first time, get through without dying quite a bit, but we did unfortunately waste that special life that you got here. But you can pick it up again. It is on top of that same loop-de-loop. So you should be able to pick it up now.
So I should be able to get that life back. So, and we do have one continue now. Yeah. So hopefully this time we won't have to worry about losing all of our lives.
Well, as long as we continue to increase lives, I think
sure.
Yeah. So, all right, we'll see you all on the next episode where we will continue to get through Sonic.
All right, thank you for joining us, and if you like what you see, like, subscribe, whatever, all that other stuff that people say. And have a good day.